Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's 1 Million by 1 Million Strategy Roundtable for Entrepreneurs. This is part of the 1M1M Global Virtual Incubator Accelerator. We are the first and only global virtual incubator accelerator in the world, and our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million and beyond in annual revenue, build $1 trillion of global GDP, and 10 million jobs. A tall order, by all means. And the only reason we are here is to make you successful, because our mission can only be successful if you are successful in achieving yours, which is in building successful, sustainable businesses. This is our 223rd episode of the 1M1M Roundtable. So we've been doing this for a long time and really thoroughly enjoyed it. And we've had thousands of entrepreneurs come through here, and it's been a real pleasure getting to know you all a little bit and learning about what kinds of issues you're dealing with. And it has also helped us build the 1M1M program to address at least a good percentage of those issues. The event is being recorded. You will have the recording available later on to share. If you are following us on Twitter, and if you want to live tweet the show, the hashtag is 1M1M. And then our Twitter handles are at 1M by 1M and at Sramana. We do maintain a very active, very content-rich Twitter channel. So if you want to access good, solid entrepreneurship content, this is a very good channel to follow. Also, our YouTube channel, 1M1M Roundtables, has the recordings of every single roundtable prior. And this is where the new recording of today's recording is going to go as well. So please feel free to take a look, and there's a lot of learning opportunity there as well. Now, this slide on your screen right now are the call-in instructions. It is not clear to me that we will have time to do a lot of Q&A with calls from the audience today, because we have 5 entrepreneurs who have sent in their slides, and I will do my best to finish all of that and leave some time for you to call in, but it really gets really tight. When we have 5 people pitching, it gets really tight. So I will put this slide back up later on in the show. We will start with Mandar Tulankar from Nagpur, India. Mandar, please unmute your line and tell us what you're doing with 0 Point Energy.
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Go ahead, yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, please go ahead.
So this is Mandar Tulankar, the founder director, 0 Point Energy Private Limited. Now, next slide, please. So today we would be considering 3 simple gadgets that revolutionize the entire world. 3 simple things, no big deal: a mobile, a shoe, and a charger. Next. So speaking about certain figures before we move ahead, 800 million cell phone users try 2010 in India. Quite a sign of technology, right? But the very next figure shows that there are 1,25,000 villages which have got no access to the power. So these two are 2 extreme sides of the same coin. Next. Speaking about the hazards of rampant power cut, as you could see in the pictures, the children studying under a kerosene lamp have prone to chronic eye diseases. Then it is a curse for the old age people. The rightmost pic that you could see is what we caught during our pilot implementation. It is a poultry farm, and they are all candles out there. They are operating at this risk because they do not even have sufficient power to charge up their inverters. Next. Speaking about the statistics showing power supply scenario in India, we are lucky enough to be in the 26% of the country that has got 24/7 power supply. But what about those 30% that have got no, what about those 44% that have got no power supply? That indeed is a huge number. Next. Walk Towards Lighting Billion Lights is our initiative towards glowing at least one single bulb at these areas. Next. Technology gifted us with a detachable body part called the mobile phone, and then it became the need of all age groups as well the need of all classes. Next. Again coming back, mobile, shoe and charger. What if I tell you these are not three different gadgets but one simple sleek product called next mobile shoe charger. Next, design implementation. We have devised a compact insole that could be retrofitted in your existing shoe so that when you walk, your body pressure gets converted to the electricity and your cell phones would be charged. Next. Well, we came up with a problem. We have identified a solution, but are there any actual beneficiaries who would be benefited out of this concept? If yes, who are they? Farmers, the salespeople, the globetrotters. Now, a common question would arise, I have got a 24/7 power supply. I also have a car charger. Do we still need this concept? My answer would be yes. The concept had been designed and accompanying with the city physiotherapists, which have confirmed that during the time you're wearing this device in your shoe, it is not only your gadgets that are being charged, but it is also your extra calories that are being burned using the acupressure principle. So burn calories and live happily. This could be a good incentive for those who avoid morning walks. Next. Speaking about the SWOT analysis, we have strengths. The product is IP protected. We have the product ready. The market analysis is done. Speaking about the opportunity, we have got 800 million plus cell phone users. Power cuts is a major threat. Millions of people use public transport. Fourth one, since I belong to India and Mumbai is the closest city to me, and Dabbawalas or the tiffin service providers form a major heart of the Mumbai. They provide tiffins to the entire servicemen, and they are all on their feet. So 60,000 is the number to be are the number of Dabbawalas that are present. Then speaking about the weaknesses, being a startup, yes, we do have financial limitations. We do not have the access to the best of the technical brains in the world. Threats, companies like Nokia and GE are trying to make other alternatives. Next. Well, can this be only limited only to shoe charger, or can we scale it to the micro level application? Yes, we can. Next. Say suppose an array assembly of 5 crystals was capable enough to charge up a cell phone. We can similarly place assembly of 500 to 5,000 crystals on walkable areas like the shopping malls or busy streets where there are a couple of people who are walking. The pressure on a larger basis would be converted to electricity. As per in the picture, it would be a 3-layer junction, and the middle layer would comprise of piezoelectricity, the base, and then the covering. Next. Next. As far as conversion of pressure to electricity is considered, I could not think of a better alternative than dance floor, where maximum heat is burned. If this could be truthfully tapped, we could generate a sustainable amount of power out of it. Next. Next. Now, a common question that arises is, can it be also scaled to tons of pressure like trucks and vehicular pressure? Yes. It can as well be scaled and put on the highway where vehicles could move on, and the same way power could be trapped. Next. Pre-orders for pilot implementation. We currently have pre-orders from L&T Power. L&T Power have proposed to develop a 700 kilowatt power supply adhering to the flooring principle of the piezo, where they wish to light 150 CFL and a couple of other electrical devices using our principle. The Wipro is also in talks with us. They are more interested in optimizing the per square feet cost. And then we got an email from Walk India. They were interested in seeing a physical demo of the mobile shoe plans and scaling the sole concept of the shoe in their product. Next.
And are these people, L&T, Wipro, Reebok, are they paying you?
Yes.
How much?
We need to tell them what would be the project cost of it. As of now, we have got all the figures from the 3 companies. We haven't put off our statistics to them.
So far you're not generating any revenue?
No, we haven't generated any revenues till date.
But
we have done a pilot.
Years back in Kerala, didn't I?
Sorry?
Didn't I see your project 2 years back in Kerala?
Yes, ma'am.
So for 2 years, you have not generated any revenues.
No, we could not generate any revenues other than business plan competitions. Because the major issue was that we could not source the piezo. Piezo, which is the central element which is responsible for the entire operation. We made a trip to China, procuring the same piezo stuff, but the Chinese guys were not in a position to give us the piezo which would work as per our requirement. Then we also had a word with a couple of manufacturers in US, but they were not ready to take Indian startups that seriously.
So you do not have a product. You do not have a viable product at this point. This is just
we do have a viable product. No, we do have a viable product at this point.
You're able to get the piezo. How do you get it?
Sorry, ma'am?
So is the piezo required for the mobile shoe charger?
The piezo would be required for both of the applications, the mobile shoe charger as well as the flooring concept.
So right now, what is your solution to source the piezo?
We are proposing two solutions since we are seed funded. One is approaching the manufacturers or else starting our own manufacturing unit, where we could develop our own piezo.
To get the money to start your own manufacturing unit, that is not a viable solution. So right now, you do not know, even if you were to get an order, you don't know how to produce this product.
We do know how to produce this product. We are aware of the entire statistics, the properties that need, the 2 years time span was utilized for the same. We have identified all the properties of the...
You don't have anybody, you haven't been able to find anybody who is willing to do that for you.
The piezo supplier, yes. We haven't been able to find the piezo supplier.
Why can't you find that piezo supplier? What is the issue?
We mailed the existing suppliers, but they were not ready to take up the project. We even said we could give the list of suppliers. All of them are based in US. We said them we could go for a 5-year contract. You tell us what would be the minimum order quantity. We are ready to pay 100% advance since we have got paying customers. But they said that you need to take whatever we have, and at this hour we are not interested in doing any extra what we do not do on a regular basis.
So is it fair to say that your main missing block right now is a supplier who can do the piezo?
Yes, the only missing block.
So how do you propose to solve that problem?
We are still in contact with the manufacturers, asking what would be the reason that they are not ready to give us the piezos that we are looking forward for, because we need to deliver this pre-orders at the earliest. This is the first time we have got a couple of pre-orders, and these are from reputed institutions. So we need to deliver them at the earliest.
And Reebok is willing to pay you advance for this project?
All of the three companies are willing to pay advance for the project.
And what are the
Even the L&T as well as the Wipro.
What is the size of the Reebok deal? What is the size of the L&T deal? And what is the size of the Wipro deal?
The L&T guys need to develop a 700 kilowatt power supply.
What is the size
that would be installed?
In financial terms, what is the size of the deal?
In financial terms, the L&T project will go somewhere around 2.5 CR to 3 CR Indian rupees.
So the first project you're getting from L&T is a 3 crore project. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. What about the Reebok project?
Reebok guys said that project go, if the demo is as per their specifications, they would be willing to have 1 million pieces at one stake. The first stake would go as 1 million pieces.
What don't you understand about my question? I'm asking for financial deal size.
Financial deal price, the cost we have said is $20 into 1 million. That would be around $20 million.
And you are expecting Reebok to give you 20 million advance? I don't buy it. I really don't believe a word of what you say.
No. We haven't asked anything, any financials from either of the companies. They said that once we are thorough with the product, you could tell us in case you need any financial assistance.
You're naive here, okay?
Sorry, ma'am?
You're being extremely naive here. You're going and negotiating with these PISO people and telling them you can pay everything in advance. You have no idea how you're going to get the money. Nobody has committed any money to you. Neither Rebound nor Wipro.
Ma'am, we are seed funded. We are seed funded.
I
just raised my.
Thing is not going to get you to procure that much inventory.
Ma'am, as of now, at this position, we could cater one of the three orders at this hour. We are that financially secure to cater. If we take up the Reebok L&T power, which is our first priority at this hour, so the seed funding amount that we have with us would help us to deliver all those products before we get a single penny from the company.
Okay, so basically, there are lots of problems I see here. One of them is your product lines have no synergy, right? A mobile shoe charger business is a very different business from what you're trying to do with L&T and Wipro and so forth. So are you trying to do like a technology OEM business?
Yes, ma'am.
And your investors have agreed to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So basically what I understand here is if you can get the PISO supplier identified, then you can use your seed money to buy that inventory, fulfill the L&T order, and L&T is going to pay you 3 crores for the first installation. Is that the correct summary of the scenario?
Exactly, ma'am.
And how firm is the L&T commitment for the 3 crore order?
Ma'am, we have everything on paper. We have all the emails which are being exchanged with us and them. Nothing is verbal, it's everything on paper.
And which PISO supplier are you the closest to getting somewhere with, where they might be willing to work with you to fulfill this order?
The company name is Advanced Ceramics.
Where are they?
Lamberville.
Sorry?
Lamberville. New Jersey.
New Jersey?
New Jersey.
Okay.
Yes.
And what is their key objection? Have you been able to identify what their key objection is in working with you?
They even went ahead and asking the financial status, like they asked 6 months financial reports of our company since we were a startup. So we delivered all of the required documents which were asked by the company. And then at the end of the day, they said that you need to buy what we have with us. They're not interested in entering into any sort of negotiations whatsoever. They were very clear on their terms.
How much inventory do they have?
Sorry, ma'am?
How much inventory do they have? You have to buy their inventory. How much is that? What do they have available? I'm gathering
they have those PISO.
Have enough available to fulfill your full order. Is that correct?
In case, as far as the company statistics are available from the websites, they are the strongest of the PISO supplier who could supply us PISO. As compared to other companies.
Anda, try to understand the question that I'm asking. We're wasting a lot of time. I have to work with another 5 people. I'm trying to help you. But don't go on a convoluted answering pattern. I need precise answers to the precise questions. How much inventory are you trying to order from this New Jersey PISO supplier, and how much do they have, or do they have enough to fulfill your order or not?
Ma'am, we would go with 10,000 pieces at one stock.
Do they have
10,000 PISO strips?
Oh.
They said that they do have it.
Then why don't you just pay the 10,000 days? They're telling you that You can buy whatever they have available, so why can't you just take their 10,000 pieces and move forward? What is the problem? What is the gating item?
Ma'am, those piezos have already been used by us and they are not producing the sufficient amount of power that could be needed.
That means that what they have is not, that means you do not have a solution to your piezo problem.
Ma'am, we need to make certain amount of changes during the manufacturing, and that changes the company was not ready to do. They said that you need to use the existing line, whatever we produce. We are not going to move an inch than what we are producing. That is a major issue where.
That means this company is not going to work with you. What about other companies? What about companies in China? What about companies in, I don't know, Vietnam? Where else do you have piezo suppliers?
I was there in China for almost a month, and the Chinese I have visited 6 major manufacturers of China. They very clearly said that they do not have this technology till date. We have all the statistics with us, what changes would be needed in the existing piezo structure. There are just 2 property changes which are not today relevant in the existing manufacturing because they are not used for energy harvesting. We are forcing these companies to give us piezos with those 2 properties, for which they are not ready, for a couple of reasons.
You're basically asking them to make changes to their piezo specs, and they're not willing to make those changes. They want you to work with their existing products, and that is not sufficient
Exactly.
for you to produce your product.
Yes, ma'am.
I see. Well, this I do not have a solution to, Mandar. Because, you know, you can find a part supplier. I just don't know how to help you find a part supplier. You have to go do your research and see, you know, where else there is a part. Alibaba, you know, Alibaba is a place where a lot of suppliers look for international clients. You could, you know, go try to look for a piezo supplier there and see if you can find somebody who either has what you're looking for or is willing to make the changes.
We have identified all the major 11 players of piezo across the globe. We have all the contact details, as one name was mentioned with you, Advanced Metrics. The point is, now what our main action plan is, we are trying to approach them through proper channel. Because they said that they are not willing to trust an Indian startup. So if a reputed organization backs up saying that this company is actually financially supported with the advisory board which is at present in front of you, so that way if the company could deliver us, because they are in a position, one of the technology pages says that a product like this could be a future source of power. They are clearly mentioned in one of their future developments.
That may be able to help. It's not your advisors that will be able to help you. The company that may be able to help you negotiate is L&T or Reebok, the people who have international brands and solid financials with which they can guarantee the order. So in the negotiation with the suppliers, you kind of need to bring in your these branded customers with solid financials to back your order. So whoever it is that you're working with, in L&T or in Reebok, you need to kind of bring them into the supplier negotiation. You need to explain to them that this is the scenario, and we have identified the suppliers, but we need, because we are a startup, they're not willing to work with us, but we need you to help us negotiate these deals.
That could be done. We could have a written confirmation from the client that this company is, we are ready to accept the product if the product satisfies our needs.
That is not a written.
We can have these letters.
Find out what is it that they need. So the thing about, doesn't seem like the problem is about them, not having the technical capability or anything. The problem is that they don't trust your financial wherewithal and financial sustainability. So this is where maybe the way to do it is have L&T place the order or Reebok place the order and then transfer that to you. Somehow or the other, you're going to have to be creative about negotiating that order and bring your customers into that process.
That would be done. That would be done.
Try that and see if that works out.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We'll definitely do that.
You're very welcome. I would like to see you make progress. I remember seeing you in Kerala 2 years back, and I was impressed with what you're trying to do. And I'm sorry to see that you got stuck in this. I wish you came and talked to me a little sooner.
Ma'am, I'll definitely try my level best to make this at the earliest. Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome. Okay, Madhu, you're up next.
Yeah, hi, Sramana, I'm here. I'm thinking, I came across the Watchmen movie 2009 by Jack Snyder. Therein a line says that I am 67 years old. Every day the future looks a little brighter, whereas past looks much brighter. Next slide, please. Here it's simple that the past, when we go forward for next 10 years and look back, the past looks more brighter. All those memories looks pretty precious.
Hold on. I'm a little bit confused. Are you 67 years old, and are you saying this, or is this something that somebody else is saying?
That was a dialogue from Watchmen movie.
Oh, I see.
Oh, it's all started from there.
Okay.
Okay. So where are all these memories? So what exactly? How to come up with good memories? How to remember each and every memory? My target after going through the dialogue was, we shouldn't lose even a single memory, because memories are nothing but human. We are made of memories. So what are the main problems with human memory is memories fade. Even if you look at my picture, you look at me, you might not again recognize me after 2 to 3 years if even we come across. And also we save some precious memories in few albums, few memories in our hard disks and cloud, and we couldn't find them so easily. It takes a lot of time to again go and search, because there are no tags in any system. So these are the problems. Next slide, please. So where are regularly memories sorted? They are kept in albums, hard disks, networking sites like Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. There might be videos. If there are videos, then we use YouTube. Then cloud storage, albums, all these are regular memory storage. But next slide. Yeah. What are the issues? If, for example, there are lots of memories. Pardon?
You need to speak up.
Yeah. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, what are the main issues with memory is that, for example, my brother says that he is with his friend at some X place in Hyderabad. It might be a very present memory for him, but when I go back to FB after 2 months and search it, I couldn't find it, because there is no such great search algorithm in FB for searching places where he was. And for example, if I want to recommend some place where I have been with my friends after 1 year, I couldn't do it in any social networking site which is available. Ma'am, I couldn't see you. Hello?
Okay, keep going. We're hearing.
Then the next thing is we couldn't search it in hard disk somewhere. So where we kept it, because there will be many, all memories are not exactly sorted as of now. So there is no perfect sorting, or there is no perfect retrieval of memories. Next slide, please. Yeah. We don't recognize people, first issue, main issue, and we don't get the memories with them, associated with them. And second issue is, even though we have the memories, we can't get it in this instant. If I want that memory right now, it takes at least few minutes or few hours of time for me to again search it and get it in my folders or hard disk or cloud. Next, please. So what I want to do is I want to create a public network. I call it a public network. Sorry, I call it a private network, wherein I call it as a memoir, a web memoir, wherein I allocate it into groups, and in groups I allocate defined pages to every user. For example, Ms. Sramana might have 2 pages dedicated to her in my memoir, where I will keep all the memories with Sramana in those pages only. It's a web and a mobile app. And I even want to make it easy for users to pull data from all the social networking sites, as in Facebook or Twitter. They can directly pull the data and directly upload it into my website. So what I want to do is, as for me, the future would be something like where we just keep our camera in front of them and say, for example, let me go with my example. My brother has a very funny way of singing. So I'll say that, bro, I'll show this to your kids after 5 years. So after 5 years, where can I find it? It's very difficult for me to search for it. So if I store it in my website, in my brother's page, then after 5 years, I just take out my mobile and say, search brother funny singing, or search brother singing. I might forget funny by that time. So it will directly search through tags and get those memories. So I'll say, beta, see, this is how your father used to sing. He was very funny those days. So next thing, for example, I might come across you after 5 years and I might not recognize you, or you might not recognize me. I'll say, ma'am, why don't you recognize me? I'm Madhu. I saw you. You are my inspiration. So you just keep your mobile, or you just wear a Google Glass and look at me and say, recognize. It goes through all the images from my presentation today. If you store this, and it will say, ma'am, this is Madhu, who was on 17 July 2014, who spoke to you on a webinar. Oh, okay, Madhu, how are you doing? How was your idea? Did you got seeding or not? So you will come across all the memories. I just don't want anybody to miss even a single memory, because humans are nothing but memories. So it's both voice recognition and facial recognition with the best sorting and searching by using tree-level hierarchy in a private network wherein we'll have only limited sharing. For example, I want to share some very good memories of today with Ruth or Kelly. Then I can do that only within my friends, but only limited. I can't keep it public. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is nothing but you can recognize through speak. Second one, how it will be. You just keep your camera and it recognizes and says, yeah, this is Madhu.
Okay, Madhu, I think we've got the concept. Let's go to your question.
Sure, ma'am.
Do you have a slide on questions? No. You don't have a slide on questions. So what are your questions?
Pardon. Yeah, actually, I'm looking out for some seed funding to get a team and to exactly go with the planning of, I'm not so good at well planned. I just have an idea how I'm done with my design phase. I have all the slides, how my project will look like, but I don't have appropriate developers to go with it. I have only 2-3 people, one myself and one more developer and one database admin, but I don't have great team with me, frankly speaking, and I don't have even enough money to go with an office or to work with other people. So I want to go for seed funding. So
no one gives you seed funding to start developing a concept. This is just does not happen in the industry. You need to basically, the only way to make this happen is to bootstrap it, create a concept that consumers adopt, and you start seeing traction that actually consumers are using it, and even some form of monetization, and then investors may be willing to fund you. So if you think that you can get this business off the ground by some seed investor giving you money to get it off the ground, that is a pipe dream. That is just not going to happen.
Oh.
Okay,
yes,
forget about it. That is not an option.
Yeah. Then the last thing I would ask you is your opinion about my idea. That's it.
See, the thing here is, and this is for all of you who ask for my opinion on your idea. I can give you an off-the-cuff opinion on your idea. Yeah, it sounds like an interesting idea. I happen to be a computer scientist, so I also understand what you're proposing to do is extremely complex. You want to extract the memories from all these different sources, from the social media networks, from various phones, blah, 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 and all this bringing into one place, meta tagging everything in a way that is going to all be organized really well. It depends largely on users putting in the time and effort to meta tag everything, unless there is some sort of an auto meta tagging capability built in, which is very complicated to implement. So technically it is not a small job, it's a technically complex.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
And it sounds like you're not a technologist, so you probably don't have a full grasp of how complicated what you're proposing to do is. And then the second point is, are consumers going to adopt it? I am not sure if they're going to adopt it, especially if there is that much manual meta tagging involved. I don't think consumers are willing to spend that kind of time manually meta tagging everything. So the only way you can have some, chance at consumers adopting this is if you can come up with some sort of an auto meta tagging capability, but that's, many orders higher complexity.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm looking into, ma'am.
Okay, so that's my feedback, Madhu. Do not assume that some investor is going to give you money to get this off the ground.
Yeah, got it, ma'am.
So the one way to do these things, and it helps if you're a technologist and you can do the coding yourself and the technology development yourself, is what we call bootstrapping with a paycheck. You have a job and you build your passion project, and I assume this is kind of your passion project. You develop your passion project on the side, working nights and weekends. This is a reasonable strategy. And one way that you can do that is if you pair up with a technologist who buys into your idea and who feels passionate about your idea and can help you develop the product. Okay?
Got it, ma'am. Yeah.
So feel free to replay the discussion that we just had and kind of catch all its nuances. It's not always easy to catch all the nuances in real time, but you will have the recording available, and we can use that you can use that to catch everything that I said.
Sure, I got it.
Good luck, Madhu. Okay, Ruth, you're up next.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, okay. Hi, my name is Ruth Lozano. I'm presenting to you a platform for small businesses. Next slide. So let me tell you first about the company. I'm still in the very early stages. I haven't even incorporated because I'm currently validating the concept, and I may have to begin with my prototype because so far I've only validated the concept with one customer, and I think it's better for them to see how it will look like. So I'm going to tackle the prototype development very soon. Currently, I don't have a product site name just yet. I think that can be done later. Here's my unique value proposition or my positioning statement. To the small business owner, this is the single platform for service-oriented small businesses, and we enable owners to establish their business online easily and quickly through our site, unlike using web hosting solutions. We provide a single channel to allow you to easily communicate with your customers and business partners anytime using email, unlike relying on traditional means like fax and snail mail. Our vision is to bring the business solutions to you through our site by partnering with solution providers who are experts in those fields such as billing and appointment scheduling. So you don't have to go find them yourself nor access those solutions individually. Providing you these solutions within your easy reach frees up precious time so you can focus on your business. Next slide.
So does that mean that you're proposing to build a full email marketing system and a full web hosting system? Because what you're proposing to do requires both of those.
Yeah.
And those are expensive products to build.
Yeah, I don't have the price tag yet, and that's why it's still in the very early stages. So you're saying that it's a...
And I really don't think it's there's enough value in reinventing those wheels. Those are mature markets, and in fact, very mature markets. Email marketing is a very mature market. Web hosting is a very mature market. I just don't see what value you have to offer in reinventing those wheels.
Well, I'm going to go back to let's go back to the basic problem. So the initial target market that I'm going after are service providers. Can we go to the next slide? Are service providers like salons, medical, and dental practitioners. So you see, according to a 2013 survey of 3,800 small businesses done by Google and Ipsos, 55% don't have websites. And so we know that there are still many small businesses who are not yet online. And some of the reasons why they're not online is that they don't have time or they find it too.
No, that's not why they're not online. Let's take each of your examples and see how they tend to acquire customers. Medical and dental professionals acquire customers because they're parts of insurance networks, and they have to, the insurance providers have to provide access to them. You know, they come up in lists of insurance providers, and accordingly customers or patients find them and go seek treatment. Similarly, if you look at how tutors, for example, tutors tend to, right now, I think the direction this is all going to go on the tutoring side is there are tutoring exchanges being set up. In a lot of these cases, a lot of exchanges being set up, and tutors tend to either join a tutoring network or a tutoring marketplace and so forth, and that may be one way, unless they kind of go where the foot traffic is.
Yeah, and I agree. I think there are some networks that are doing that too. But going back to the basic problem, for example, communication. For example, today, most of my doctors don't have a website. So the way I communicate with them is through fax or mail or, through the telephone. So one clear example is, let's say, they need a copy of their insurance card. So today, what do you usually do? You still have to deal with the fax. You make a copy of your insurance card, then you fax it. So then expect that they're going to receive it when someone is there. So it's still very traditional. It's rare to have an administrator of a medical staff.
But Ruth, look at the scenario you just described. Your doctor needs the insurance card. What do you need a website for to send an insurance card? What you need is to take a picture with your cell phone of the insurance card and email it to him. All the doctor needs is an email ID. You can get an email ID on Gmail. Where do you come in that picture?
Well, they don't have email addresses. That's the thing. The doctors
a lot of doctors do. They choose not to use it. Almost every doctor in the world today has an email ID. Whether they choose to use it or not for communication is a different issue.
Yeah, they have email address, I agree, but they don't use that externally for their business.
But that's where you try to understand why they don't use it externally. That's a different issue, because you know why they don't use it as an email, as an external communication means? Because they don't want patients to, bother them with questions constantly. If the doctor has an email ID, patients are going to constantly ask them questions, and they have to answer, but they don't get paid. Their insurance does not reimburse them for communicating with patients on email. That's why they don't use email.
Yeah, I understand, but I think let me clarify who I'm targeting here. There's an administrator staff in a medical office. The person that needs to be communicated to is the administrator, because after all, who picks up the phone in a medical office? It's the administrator. It's not the doctor.
Again, the administrator can get an email ID. Not that big a deal. If you're trying to get them to use email instead of fax, you don't need all this complex stuff for that.
Okay, so I guess I know the emailing it's like a secondary feature. To me, primarily, it's the integrating a solution within the portal would be a good solution, because, for example, if the idea of also defining the business profile within this website is to tackle the hassle of, let's say I'm a small business, I'm just starting my business, so what do I need to do to go online? So I need to obtain an email address, a domain name that's available. I need to go through to find web hosting solutions that could work for me.
You're competing with players like GoDaddy. Those are huge companies.
I understand, but you realize that the target market that you're looking at, let's say, might be people who don't even have, whose second language is English. So do you think they are willing to go do it that way? I've done GoDaddy and all that, and I've seen, okay, I can do it, but let's say imagine like your mainstream user, like just, for example, my salon owner. She can't do that. She's not tech savvy. She doesn't know. She doesn't even have a website. So there's still a percentage of businesses that don't have websites because they just feel it's intimidating to do it. What I'm just trying to offer is make an easy wizard, so that way they could fill out this information and it will render on the, just like a GoDaddy website, but it's easy. It's easier for them.
Right, GoDaddy, There are lots of companies in that space. You better do your competitive analysis. What worries me about where you say no direct competition at the moment, that is the biggest, false statement you can imagine. GoDaddy, Wix, there's a ton of companies doing this.
No, what I think, let me tell you first what the platform is about. So it's not just web hosting. It's integrating an appointment system within the site. So when I talk about that, it's very like a website with an integrated business solution within the site. That's what I mean. I mean, there's many web hosting solutions out there, but this is not just a web hosting solution. It's a web hosting solution that allows you to have other applications within the site. For example, I'm a business owner. Then let's say if I connect with a customer who wants to schedule an appointment with me, they can go to the site and then click make an appointment. It's just like today. Many salons
do your research on the medical field specifically on whether that solution exists or not, because there's a tremendous number of physicians' office management platforms out there. This is a very crowded field as well. If you're trying to do salons, maybe salons, there's no dedicated solution for salons. I don't know. I haven't looked. But I know the medical office one is very crowded. And what you're proposing already exists.
Okay, but I disagree. I'm not in the same model. I know they exist, but it's individual solutions. For example, salons today, they have a solution within their website. So, for example, I'm using 3 salons today to make my appointments. They have it in their website. But the thing is, every time I make an appointment with Salon X, I have my own ID. I go with another Salon Y, I have another ID. I go with another salon, it's Salon Z, I have to create another user ID. So those are the existing solutions today for salons who have website presence and they have an integrated appointment system. What I'm trying to offer is a platform where small salon owners like nail salons would have it in a single platform, and then they could, that one solution appointment system is within that site. You don't even need to remember 3, 4 IDs just to use an appointment system. So currently, I want you to realize that there are many salons out there with appointment systems, but it exists in their website. So you have to remember all those IDs to be able to use.
That is true. That is a different problem. The fact that consumers today have multiple IDs and no single sign-on solution, that is a much bigger problem. That is not salon specific. That is a much bigger problem, and that is where the Facebook sign-in or LinkedIn sign-in, these things are coming in, and if the platform providers who have a lot of sign-in kind of options are offering the option of signing in with your Facebook ID where you don't have to remember all these things. So that single sign-on is a different problem.
Yes.
So, Ruth, I am not convinced with your pitch. That's the bottom line. I would rather you work on something that has a lot more viability. I just know too many competitors that are way more advanced and mature market competitors in the domain that you're talking about going into, and I just fear that it's going to be a complete wastage of invaluable years of your life chasing something that is not worth chasing. I'm sure you're a very talented person and you have a lot of oomph and everything. I would rather see that talent applied to something that has a higher probability of succeeding.
Okay, let's say, assuming I speak with customers and they think that it's a viable idea, what do I do? Do I listen to them?
It is your life. The choices and decisions are yours.
Yes.
You came here to ask for an opinion. I just gave you an opinion, and you can take it, discard it, whatever you want to do. That's fine.
Okay.
My job is to give you an honest opinion, and I'm just giving you an honest opinion. That's the best I can do, right?
Yes. Okay. Fair enough. Thanks.
Lokesh Naidu, you're up next.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go on, Lokesh.
Yeah. Hi, Sramana. I'm Lokesh Naidu from Bangalore. Me and myself with Sajid Simon, we are working on LOSA auto products, which will do the save the fuel by engine efficiency. Next slide, please. Yeah, our business is into to provide the product and service to get the better fuel efficient engines and the better environmental norms. And our product is VCR, variable compression ratio and cylinder deactivation. It can be integrated to the present engines to get the better fuel efficiency. And we have a patent in India, but not applied to the US. Next slide, please. Yeah, and our customers are mainly we are targeting on the commercial vehicles, which is the big people will be using on, mostly depend on the fuel, and it is the MNHCV segment, and right now we are targeting on only in India. And our value proposition is to increase the engine efficiency. As a result, it will have the fuel efficiency of 10 to 15%. That is as per our workout, and it is to give the better environmental norms. And there are multiple benefits with the VCR. And our market segment is like we are targeting on the total India, and this vehicle numbers as per the production of last 4 years, and again it is in India. Right now we are targeting into particular segment of only Tata OEM, so that they have the biggest market share and the engines which we are capable to do the modifications.
So, Lokesh, how would this work? Are you going to become a technology licensee to Tata, who has the manufacturing and market presence in this sector? Is that how you plan to go to market?
No, we are directly trying to go to the aftermarket so that we can directly reach to the end customer, and we would like to do modifications of the engine only after the warranty of the Tata.
So you're going to take a Tata engine and then modify the Tata engine? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly.
And what
and nowhere related to Tata.
In that process, what is involved in the modification process?
Actually, we have a product like it completes both mechanical and electronic parts, so that it will be integrated to the present engine, and we need to control the piston speed of the cylinder, and we need to give, whenever accelerator is given, based on that input, the power and the fuel has to be given to the cylinder. It's a completely new technology as of now in India, even in the globally. Even in Europe, it is about to launch in some of the vehicles, but so far nothing is in the market.
And you have tested this on actual engines and actual trucks?
No, actually, right now we have done with all the analysis and doing the diagram representation, other things, but yet we are going to make the physical prototype. And we are stuck up in making the physical prototype to get the funds, and we have spent last 3 years to develop this, to make the patent and to work on all the analysis and other things. But now is the time to do for the physical prototype and to test in the real market. And these are our customers.
As I said earlier, people don't give you funds to test your ideas, basically. People and this is just the way the investor market works. The only people who would be willing to give you funds to test your ideas are your friends and family. So the only kind of fund that you would be eligible for is friends and family funds. So look in your friends and family and see if somebody can lend you money or invest in your concept to get you to the next level.
Before making the
at this stage.
Before making the production of a prototype, actually there are different processes like to get the actual analysis of the product, like which material to use at when and what is the stress and so many parameters. To get that this analysis, it is like a big money which is going to up, which is we are not able to fund it by even with my friends and family.
Yeah, so that's unfortunately that is not fundable. This is not a fundable scenario.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. Sure, we'll try our luck. Actually, we are in touch with this Kerala government.
How much money do you need to close this gap?
We need some 40 lakhs.
40 lakhs you should be able to raise from friends and family, otherwise it's not going to work.
So far we have raised.
The other thought I have here is that if you can identify a fleet of trucks, maybe identify some truck owner who has a fleet of trucks, and go talk to them and explain to them the concepts and see if they are willing to give you an advance of some sort to, retrofit their trucks and help them achieve the kind of benefits that you're trying to achieve. So customer money, the best bootstrapping capital is customer capital. It's revenues essentially.
But the problem is, like, we need the timeline for 2 years, which I feel like customer may not be willing to waste.
2 years window, no, that's not going to work.
Yeah, because we need to we need to test, we need to have the examinations, so many things.
I'm sorry, but this is not a fundable situation.
Okay, and I expect some points from you. Can you go to the last slide? Yeah, I look for some mentorship support for hardware startups like this, like us, and seed fund support. I'm going to remove it as of now, and how to expand globally.
You don't even think about expanding globally right now because you can't even get this thing off the ground. Forget expanding. You first have to start before you can expand. So right now, the first thing you need to figure out is how do you get to, your first, set of customers? How do you bridge that 40 lakh capital gap? And I don't have an answer for that.
Sure. Do you have any support in this mentoring for the hardware company?
There is a manufacturing association in India.
Okay.
You can try to network with them and see if there's somebody in that. This is not our sweet spot. We don't do hardware as much. We do mostly software and IT-enabled services. Hardware is not our sweet spot.
Okay.
The one other thought I have, and I don't know if this is going to work. It's a long shot, actually, very, very long shot. Is if you can use some sort of a crowdfunding capability, but no, it's probably not going to work, actually.
It may not excite the people.
No, it's not going to work. It's mostly the crowdfunding stuff is working for small consumer devices kind of product, hardware products or physical products. I don't think this is going to work.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, Lokesh, sorry to not be terribly helpful here, but I'm afraid I don't have a solution to this situation.
Okay, sure, we'll try our alternates.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do we have somebody, Mohan Kumar, are you on the line?
You're able to hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So, first of all, hi. Good to connect with you. So, the startup that I'm right now working on is Do Part-Time, which is being incubated in StartTime Chennai, and it's an exclusive part-time jobs marketplace.
Okay.
So this is a bootstrap venture wherein it's been just 3 months, so I don't have much to show, but it's more about asking certain clarifications that I have and some of the hurdles that I face, how I can go ahead with that. Okay. So the customers that I am trying to address is being shown here, like majorly the student community. I have segregated into two. One is the user case and the customers. The person who is going to pay me, I consider them as customers, and whom is going to bring in more of volume-based game is the users. Okay.
Okay.
So some of the exclusive USPs that I'm trying to propose in our startup is it's an exclusive portal for part-time jobs, wherein you can search in a vicinity like within 5 kilometers radius or 10 kilometers radius, And also I can search for jobs like I wanted to work only in the Saturdays, Sundays, or in the evening times, maybe 5 to 6 in the evening, yep. Or and also something like it automatically matches an interest. Like if I have a Facebook profile having like for media, having like for sports, and it will suggest me some certain jobs which is exclusive, which is like 80% scored. You may like this job much better, okay, kind of thing. And because finally it will end up in a peer-to-peer jobs, just like maybe TaskRabbit or something like that, wherein people post their job and somebody else can just apply for that to work, wherein the trust is more built where there's a high review and rating stars. Yeah. Okay. So next slide, please. So why specifically part-time jobs? In the recent report of World Bank, it was said like there is a huge rise in part-time jobs in India. And even the Indian Staffing Federation report last year informed that there's a huge impact of part-time jobs or the flexi market in India. Okay. Okay, next. So I mean, I'm not a new player bringing in a job portal because already the job portal, there are multiple players, super duper players who are into full-time job market, internship, and also freelancing. But I would like to take a subset of this and be very specific only to the part-time jobs. Okay. So some of the market segments that I would initially like to address is the QSR, whom I feel in India is 27% of the workers are always part-timers. Take McDonald's, Domino's, KFC, whatever it is. The event management is yet another industry wherein most of their employees are always part-timers. They don't hire full-time employers. So if I need to conduct a huge event or brand building or launch a product, I just call upon 50 people on board for 1 or 2 days on a mall. That's how it is. So I mean, I have done only research on these 3 things as of now. Others are like I have heard there are part-time jobs. I'm yet to do much more researches. So next slide, please. So some of the SWOT analysis which I could gather in the last 1 year of research is like I feel this is something unique that I can bring to the table. There is a demand from both ends. Everybody knows that there is somebody who always wanted to do a moonlighting job, like and the access to the employers. People know that they wanted to employ a part-timer because they have only limited time to do that work. But unfortunately, they don't have a platform right now in India wherein they can only post the jobs. So as a result, they are in a position to hire either underemploy a person or hire a full-timer and pay him unnecessarily. Some of the weaknesses that this venture from the team that we have is we are just a 2-member team, very lean team. Both the co-founders are coming from I come from a technology consulting background. Another co-founder comes from a development background, wherein we are good at developing product. So the HR industry domain knowledge is a bit missing, wherein it's all about we reach out to HR people, ask certain things and do. So domain knowledge is kind of missing. Reaching out to job seekers, because we know that everybody would have registered in Naukri in India for sure for jobs. But they always wanted to keep their resume separate, the part-time job searching resume separate from their full-time LinkedIn profile or a Naukri profile. So reaching out to them is again, though they have already in Naukri, we again need them to sign up with our portal. That is one weakness. So the market is already it's purely fragmented. It's not an organized market or the part-time job market. So some of the opportunities that I clearly see is this is a recurring opportunity. It's not like a full-time job wherein I go, I get a job, I stay there for another 2-3 years, and again I search for after the 2-3 years. So this is a recurring like. Morning I would like to work in a place X, and the evening I may like to work in a place Y. Saturdays I would like to work in a place called Z. So this is continuously recurring. So some of the threats that I feel as of now is like why not the existing market players also think that there is a huge demand in the part-time and come to this. And second is there is a classified players like OLX, Quaker who are already into this. This spammy jobs are already being posted over there. Okay. Next.
So you know what I see, actually I'm not terribly worried about what you propose as your weakness, the domain knowledge. I think this is something that you can learn fairly easily. The thing that concerns me, however, is more to do with the market segment. And so, for example, you're talking about quick service restaurants, and the people who do part-time jobs at quick service restaurants, delivery and so forth, or at retailers, what is their education level, internet access level, familiarity with using internet services and so forth?
I'm trying to promote it in two ways, both online and offline. Of course, offline way is highly promoted here because a country like India, wherein people don't normally go towards an entry-level job seeker, don't go to internet. So we are trying to give a dedicated phone line. We are going to promote in a way that you can call to one particular number, wherein we'll give you we'll answer just like a just dial kind of thing.
I see. So you're gonna get people to call you, and then somebody at the call center is going to actually do the matching for them using your portal, using the technology. You're not expecting these people to actually use your portal.
I mean, that is on a longer scale, but initially to start off with attracting the entry-level job seekers, we have to do even the call center activities. And I see that more than 50% of the leads may come from the call center in the initial days.
Wow. You're gonna have a hard time scaling that. A consumer call center like that, where you have to do the financials and see if that makes sense.
Okay. So, I mean, this is just a rough scale of what I'm going to do. Majorly, we'll be focusing on very lean or low-cost advertisements because it's a bootstrap venture. If you could go to next.
See, all these things that you're saying, targeted communication, PPC, paid promotions, none of this is going to work. For the sector that you're going after, the student sector, it will work. But you're talking about, the not so educated population of part-time workers, the retail workers, and the management workers, like these wedding workers. That's not a segment you're going to be able to have any chance at recruiting through BPC.
Okay, this is only the online channels that I have mentioned here. I have missed the offline channels. See,
there are lots of logic problems in what you're presenting, and you need to kind of debug all those logic issues.
Okay. Some of the validation that we have done so far is, it's been only 20 days. We have launched the pre-beta version, not officially did any media or something like that. Just on we promoted only in the Facebook to attract students because we wanted to validate how it is getting accepted in the students community. I mean, we were able to attract around 300 students, and one job, I mean, we posted 2 jobs, and the 2 jobs were able to close with 30 registrations, and we were able to happy customers. So the industry, when we went to the industry and asked whether you would like to, how you are right now hiring people and how much would you be interested to pay if such portal comes into existence, and the people were saying like, we don't mind giving you the opening that we have, but we may have to question if you are charging for something like that. Okay. It's a typical Indian mentality of questioning that, and in Google keyword search I can find that 18,000 searches from the users that it happens for part-time jobs. So
I'm not surprised that there is demand, and in fact the student community may be your best bet to get this off the ground, because they are online and they are looking for part-time jobs, and they may be willing to do some of this stuff. So maybe the starting point for all this is the student community, and accordingly you look for employers who are interested in hiring students for part-time jobs.
Okay, so that's how we are right now doing, trying to attract that community. So some of the exact questions that I have to put in front of the table are these, like, are we really targeting something which is very subset of the huge job market?
That's fine. If it's, I don't know what the numbers are. You have to do your TAM analysis and figure out what is the size of the market. market segment that you are targeting. You should target a subset, because if you try to target the whole job market, you run up against Naukri and all this stuff. That's not going to be helpful.
Yeah, I mean, my second question is related to the first one. If in case my question was like I'm concentrating subset, should I concentrate on anything and everything on part-time alone?
What does that mean? Give me an example.
I mean, I will be a platform for if I wanted to do something in the evening, and it's not that I'm going to work for that particular thing, but still I wanted to do something. I'll be a platform or content provider.
Don't complicate things. If you complicate things, then positioning a company becomes very problematic.
Okay. So
part-time jobs is a very clear positioning. We are the portal for getting part-time jobs in India. Perfect positioning.
Okay. So for a country like India, wherein part-time ecosystem itself is just penetrating, how should we do the market research on other countries?
I think you should focus on India because you don't have any expertise in any other country.
Okay. Okay. The pain exactly in Indian market is part-time jobs that are listed in the classifieds are mostly fake. So we have an USP called we will authenticate jobs before. I mean, we validate or filter the job before posting in our platform, which means we give a little credibility kind of rating for all the jobs that's getting posted. So we are right now sending an SMS to their mobile number for anybody who posted jobs, and also validating their phone number. We are sending a postal code, a code like Google sends, for them to validate whether the location that they have mentioned is exactly correct or not. So I feel that there is a bit question mark on scalability. So what do you suggest on this?
So scalability is a problem. The way you're going about it, if you try to do everything that is, if you can create an online verification system that people have to, fill out forms and authenticate and so forth, that's fine. If you have to call everybody, and even what you were suggesting of actually calling and servicing customers through phone lines, all that is going to be not scalable. So sooner or later, even if you have to start with some of this stuff, you have to sooner or later get down to, doing everything in an automated fashion. Otherwise, it's not going to scale. Now, there is one category actually that you should look at, which is, housewives. A lot of highly educated women actually would be interested in part-time jobs.
Okay. See, one of the recent problem that I faced in the recent days is people are willing to post jobs, but I'm not able to validate whether the work from home jobs are true or they're fake.
No, work from home jobs is different. That one you will not be able to compete in, because that's the domain of Odesk and Elance and so forth, and those the people who are looking for work from home jobs that are digital jobs and they have access to jobs in the US and Europe and so forth, you will not be able to touch that segment. Forget that segment.
No, some of the jobs, work from home jobs, which are not digitally or freelancing.
From home jobs that are not digital, that would be okay.
Okay, my pain is people in India are like, as like in classified, they are just spamming things. They're just posting something which is not relevant. That's why I have brought in this validation.
And that's why you have to have a payment gateway. You have to only post paid jobs. Don't post rubbish.
Okay, got it.
Don't entertain rubbish. Just have see, the beauty of something that people pay for is that it cuts out spam.
Okay. Okay, got it, the point.
It's hard for people to post jobs on your site.
Okay. So the final question is like, I have heard from the HR industry like the flexi job market is one of the best one. And do you think the part-time jobs also will mature to that extent?
Part-time jobs is already a big phenomenon, and it's actually a big global phenomenon. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to find your niche there.
Okay. Even in India, do you think that part-time has matured?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, fine.
Okay, good. So folks, if you like what we are doing, this is our request to you is that please refer serious entrepreneurs to us. And we need these serious entrepreneurs because we cannot really reach our mission without serious entrepreneurs who are willing to put in the work and the energy and the commitment required to build a business, which is a multi-year phenomenon. You know, it's a multi-year journey. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And you really need serious, committed entrepreneurs who are willing to do that heavy lifting over many years. So let me walk you through quickly what are the resources in 1M1M and how you can navigate them, and I'll hopefully have a little bit of time, at least 5 minutes, to do a bit of Q&A. So everything we have is at 1mby1m.com, and again, our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million in revenue and beyond. We have a very powerful blog which has been around for a long time, and it's considered among the top 100 entrepreneurship blogs. We just won Forbes recognition for that. And then we also have the Entrepreneur Journeys book series, of which we've published 8 books so far. You can look them up on our site or on Amazon. We have a 9th book coming out in September. All of these are good, kind of drill downs on specific topics. On the website, there are lots of videos which are good ways for you to get your questions answered about 1M1M. Our free roundtables, these roundtables where you are right now, are available almost on a weekly basis, although we do not have one next week. We have a private session next week with one of our partners, that's Oracle. But the week after we'll be back, and we have plenty of roundtables throughout August. You can go to the website and look at the free roundtable schedule and registration pages and book your slot to pitch or attend. We also have a premium program, which is a $1,000 annual membership fee for unlimited access, extensive methodology guidance. We have a fabulous curriculum that is working phenomenally well. Just last week, someone joined the program from Turkey and sent us an email saying, I got my money's worth in 3 hours. I can't believe the curriculum, this kind of a curriculum is available for just $1,000. So it's a very, very effective curriculum that will get you, many miles forward in a very, very short, compressed time frame. We help you with business development, introductions to customers, channel partners, whatever makes sense. The strategy consulting that we do is in a similar format to what you're experiencing here, but they're for members only. We help you with financing. If you come up with a fundable concept and have gone through the funding diagnostics that we provide in the premium program and meet the criteria, then we will also introduce you to investors and help you negotiate the deals. And then we help you with media relations and help you with getting coverage in the media, which is really important for all entrepreneurs. Visibility is really important. The $1 Million Club is a link on the website. On the homepage, you'll find it. And it introduces you to some of our $1 Million Club members. The ROI equation of 1M1M is $375,000 plus 5 to 10% equity for just $1,000 annual membership fee. And that ROI equation, that ROI analysis is on the website. And we also provide you plenty of orientation material on how to use the program effectively. The self-assessment is available from the website. You must use this to ask yourself the right questions. It's important that you ask yourself the right questions to move forward. There's lots of material on the website on the premium program, tons of video FAQs that will probably answer all the questions that you have about the program. The curriculum is a combination of case studies and video lectures. We've been developing case studies since 2006, and we've had over 600 very successful entrepreneurs come to the forum and share their strategies and learnings and lessons from the trenches. And some of these entrepreneurs have gone on to build billion-dollar companies. So it's really an opportunity for you to learn from very, very credible people in the curriculum, and we have done a lot of the heavy lifting of stitching it all together into a curriculum that has a set of cores and a set of electives. The cores include bootstrapping, positioning, market sizing, customer validation, financing, customer acquisition, and team building. And the electives are Web 3.0 and e-commerce, cloud computing and business solutions, outsourcing and consulting, mobile and social apps, healthcare IT, online education, and gaming. Our methodology is lean, capital-efficient bootstrap startups. And whether or not you raise money, you will have to go through a period of that lean, capital-efficient bootstrap startup, mode, so that you can then qualify for financing if that's the direction you want to go and if your business lends itself to funding. If you go to the press page, you will find a link to the coverage of 1M1M Premium members, and we have generated a tremendous amount of coverage for our portfolio. We also let our portfolio companies use our extensive presence in social media, so you can propagate your messages through our social media channels, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, blog. All of those are available for you to propagate your messages, and we have a very systematic way of handling all that. And those are all good reasons to take advantage of the program. Now, if you're an entrepreneurship development organization, if you're trying to promote entrepreneurship in some way, we also have an affiliate program, so you can partner with us if you like. Our upcoming free roundtables are July 31st, August 7th, 14th, and 28th. Vision India 2020 is another book that you can look at for ideas. It's got $45 billion business ideas, and you're welcome to take any of them and develop in any way you wish to. It's written as fiction, as if we are sitting in 2020 looking back on these businesses, building these businesses. And finally, we also have the Incubator in a Box program, which a lot of companies especially are using in partnership with us to run their own incubators. We have a lot of corporate partnerships in this vein. These are some of our recent books, and I think we can take some questions at this point. So the call-in instructions are on your screen. Just let us know in public chat that you're calling in. So folks, please don't send me private messages, okay? This is a public chat, so if you're very welcome to ask questions, but do it in the public chat. Anybody? Any questions, comments, introductions? This is also a good time to network. Please feel free to introduce yourselves in the public chat. Tell us who you are, where you're joining from, what kind of project you're working on. You can share your website if you like. And also we'd love to know, how did you hear about 1M1M? So open forum right now. No? Nobody has any questions? I have a question from Amit Kumar, but you're sending this question to me privately. The question is, I am working on an augmented reality project where I need a guy with some specific skills, but it's very rare in India. Even if I start learning, it will take much more time, and most importantly, novice won't work on the basis of complexity of project. What could be the best solution to get such member in our core team? Amit, you have to use your network. A random highly skilled person is not going to work with you unless they're convinced about your own credibility. So unless it's somebody you know, they're not going to work with you. Highly skilled developers are an incredibly high demand commodity. They're not going to work with random people that they don't know anything about. Anybody else? Anand Kakaria, your mentoring is very valuable. Can you propose to set up a global 1M1M seed fund where we could all pool to fund ventures like the auto company that we just saw? Well, it's raising such a fund is not so easy. And it's not something we're planning to do right now. But if you want to fund this auto company, you should connect with the auto company and work with them directly. There are continuously people who come to these forums to seek financing. You should connect with them directly, and if you want to fund, go ahead and fund them.
Hi, Sramana. This is Rohit.
Yes, Rohit. Go ahead.
Well, so now that you invited for a question, I'm actually not ready to introduce my company and myself, but I have a burning question that.
Okay, go ahead.
So, my company is paripat.com. It's an EDA domain, which is, I know it's not something that you like, but
I like EDA very much. I've done a ton of work in EDA. You know, I actually have a lot of direct experience in EDA. I like it very much. It's that investors don't like it very much.
Right, that's what I meant. So the company is paripat.com, and we are in the characterization domain. We have a product. My burning question is, what would you suggest for a company who has 2 developers, no funding, and are very desperate to acquire customers? How would you go about it?
Do you have customers? Have you developed your project with customer input?
No.
So how do you know that you've developed the right product? You need to immediately immerse yourself in customers.
Right. So this is the stage where we are at. We have a product. It's a characterization product. You can call it a me-too product.
You don't know how to acquire customers. Is that what you're saying? You need to learn how to acquire customers?
One more time, please.
Are you saying that you don't know how to acquire customers? You want to learn that?
Right.
Well, join the premium program, and we have a whole training module on how to acquire customers.
Okay, so let me give you a little more detail. We have 4 sales reps that are also calling along with me. We have moderate success for last 6 weeks. Another related question would be, how long would you wait before a customer starts working with you? It's been just 6 weeks. 4 sales reps working for you.
That doesn't have a blanket answer. I need to understand what is the product, what is the target customer within the ADA market, and so forth. And then I will be, this is a domain that I know actually like the back of my hand. So if you want to work with me, I will be very happy to teach you what I know, and the program will teach you a lot as well. So I need you to use the program and work with me through the program, and I believe I will be able to help you get to where you need to get to. And frankly, today in EDA, the best way to build a business is by bootstrapping and by acquiring customers. You acquire customers, develop a product, sell it to the customers, and build up a revenue base. That's how you build a business. And ideally, if you have something that is interesting and something that customers really want, a bootstrap business that then gets acquired by a Cadence, Synopsys, or Mentor actually will make you a lot more money than raising a lot of money. Mm-hmm. Because those guys, Cadence, Synopsys, Mentor, are still acquiring businesses. Right. So let's say you build up something, you get 10, 20 customers, and you build up to, let's say, $1 million, $2 million in revenue, and then you sell your company to Cadence or Synopsys for $10 million. That's a fine way to build a business.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so I guess I'll have to join the program to ask my question.
You say it like it's such a tedious thing to do. You want access to our expertise, you want access to our team, you want access to all the privileges that we provide, and you want it for free. Why do you think that your customers should pay you if you don't want to pay for the services that you access?
No, I didn't mean I want it for free. I just mean we are not ready at this point because, we are self-funded and we have to watch every penny. When I say every penny, I'm watching my coffee expenses. So we are not ready. We would be there maybe in next few months, and then we would end up talking to you. But right now, it's a little tough.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much what we can do. We have to be very disciplined about that.
Right.
Because we are just like you. We are a small business ourselves.
Right. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Sramana.
You're welcome. But I am actually very bullish about EDA. I actually think that this model of bootstrapping EDA companies and then, you know, building something important, something useful that customers are looking for, and then you can sell the company to a Cadence or a Synopsys or a Mentor. That's a very, very reasonable path to building a business.
Oh, thank you. You give me hope. Thank you much.
Folks, while you're pulling together more questions for the public chat, let me also introduce you to Irina Patterson. If you have questions about the 1M1M program, you're welcome to call Irina. Her phone number is 786-301-2456. Her email is irina@1mby1m.com, and her Skype is irina_Patterson. So please make a note of that, and feel free to call her. Let's see, there's a bunch of people typing in stuff. Alexander Ignatenko, thanks Sramana. I have a question regarding the importance of a company location. As an example, a company registered in Europe but our target audience is in the US. We know that investors mostly prefer to work with companies somewhere locally. Should we prepare for this? It depends on your business. You know, I need to understand your business a lot more to be able to advise you on that. US investors prefer US companies generally, but there are a lot of European investors these days as well. Darpan Majumdar, Sramana, how to ask a question? I don't understand your question. You type in your question in public chat, or you call. I gave you the number. You can call in and ask your question. I don't know what you're trying to ask here. How to call? Here, this is the calling numbers. All the instructions are here on the slide. You can't figure out how to make a phone call? Darpan, you're going to build a company, you can't figure out how to make a phone call? What are you talking about? Alexander Ignatenko, I would suggest you come and pitch at a follow-on roundtable so that we can discuss your business. We are unfortunately out of time. It's 9:32 a.m. But you know, we are here on a regular basis, as you know, almost every Thursday, except next Thursday we're not here. But feel free to look at the schedule and book your time, and I will be happy to work with you. Bye-bye, everybody. Good luck with your businesses, and we are here to work with you, so take advantage of the program.